Hello guys and welcome back to Spoony Life Lover. Long time no sit down chit chat. Been a long time. Right, I know we normally on this channel, since before I started, I've mostly done vlogs. But this week I've been really poorly and I haven't really had the wherewithal or been anywhere to record footage for a vlog. And I have been asked by a couple of people on my Instagram to do a knee update for you guys. If you're not aware of what's been happening with my knee, on the 18th of May I had a PRP injection into my joint, which is a cartilage transplant. And basically they have taken some platelets of mine and they have mixed it with a gel and injected it into my joint to give me a fake cartilage so that I'm hopefully not going to be in too much pain. This was, like I say, done on the 18th of May, and I am now going to give you a brief update of how it's been going. So far, I wish I'd never had it done, but I was informed by the surgeon that it is a very painful injection and can take anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks to notice the difference, and 2, for the pain to improve and the pain of actually having the injection to improve as well. So the first week of having it done, it wasn't actually too bad at all. I got by with the pain. The second week, however, it really did step up a notch and I found myself in a lot of pain and really wishing that I hadn't had it done at all. This week is the second, well, it'll be 3 weeks on Friday, and again my leg is very swollen and I really wish to some extent that I hadn't had it done, sorry. So I'm finding it a bit difficult to carry on with normal everyday life, hence why there's no vlog at the moment, because to be honest, I just haven't left the house very much. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm having to rely on extra painkillers on top of my fentanyl patch. My leg is very, very swollen, and I'm just really finding life difficult. My mobility is quite poor, and things are just really, really tricky at the moment for me. I went out this morning for a while to have a cup of coffee with my parents, but other than that I've just been living in pyjamas, excuse the attire, and I've just been feeling really run down. I've got chronic fatigue syndrome. That's really been kicking my butt because I haven't been sleeping at night with the pain, and I've been feeling pretty low mood as well. So the whole sort of things put together, it's just not been a very happy Chloe. So I've basically just decided that this week was not a good week for me to record footage for next week. And me being me, I had footage from last week to upload tonight on Wednesday, but I edited it all. It was a 50-minute vlog and I deleted it because I am very, very, very bloody smart. Not. So I'm really quite mad at myself at the moment, but I'm not going to be too hard on myself. I'm very new to this whole YouTube game, and if, you know, I make a mistake, I'm going to learn from it. So a little bit of a backstory. This is going to be kind of a knee update and a what's sort of wrong with my knee. I was born with a condition called knocked knees. It's a congenital abnormality, meaning that my kneecaps knock together and my ankles, so my legs sort of go like a teepee. So my knees up here sort of knock together and my ankles have a lot of space between them. If you Google it, you will be able to, or Google image it, it will tell you what it looks like. From my experience, I wasn't diagnosed until I was 11 years old, and my dad paid privately for me to get seen by an orthopaedic consultant because I actually collapsed at school because they forced me to play tennis and the pain was so horrific, and my mum kept taking me to the doctors all the way through from being a child. When I first started to walk, I walked on tiptoes and I wouldn't put my feet flat to the floor, my legs were bowed. I had a lot of problems in that area, and they just kept saying to my mum, no, she's fine, you're an over anxious mother, there's nothing wrong with her, just, you know, she'll be fine, she just needs a bit of physio, there's nothing wrong with her. Anyway, it got to about 11 and I just collapsed on the tennis court, just sobbing. The pain was so intense that I couldn't take it anymore. The school phoned my parents and my mum phoned my dad. My dad had a pretty good job at the time in London, and my dad said, just phone the local private hospital and get her in as soon as possible with a private orthopaedic surgeon. And luckily, he had appointments that afternoon. So we went and saw him, and he x-rayed me from the pelvis to ankles. And he was such a lovely guy, actually. He was 6 weeks off of retiring. And he said to my mum and dad, she's got the second worst case of knock knees I've ever seen in my career. And I'm 6 weeks off of retirement. So she's pretty severe. Like, I can't believe she's been left like this, you know. Not to my parents, but to other doctors who had just blatantly, completely bide it and said there's nothing wrong with her. He put me on his NHS list, and I had a procedure called a guided growth procedure, where they put metal pins into the bone, into your knee bone, to basically sort of stop that bone from growing, so that in the hope that the rest of your bone is going to sort of catch up and this gap will decrease and you won't have so much gap and so much pain. However, because it's normally done in very early childhood, it didn't work for me. It failed, and I had the pins removed at 17. On that removal, I had sepsis. My scar broke down. I had a massive infection. I was in hospital for 3 or 4 weeks post surgery because I had such bad infection. And one of the metal pins, while it was in, come loose because the nurse, after when they put them in, dropped my leg straight after theatre, so my knee bent when it shouldn't have been bent at all, and one of the pins dislodged. So it was quite a traumatic thing to have done at such a young age. Bear with me, I've just got to have a sip of tea. And like I say, 17, I had them taken out because there was just one of the pins that was loose. I could feel it through my skin. There was no physical benefit to having them in anymore. After that, I kind of went through a stage of just having arthroscopies done, which is where they just put a little camera into your knee, and I had several lateral releases where they cut a tendon that's at the side of your knee, in the hope that because my kneecap was being pulled round, they had a theory that the tendon was too tight. Maybe that's why it was being pulled round at the side so tight. Because my kneecap on the left, it should be in the middle, mine sits like this at the side. So sort of they did that several times in the hope that that might work, it might release and go round to the front. Never worked. On my last lateral release on my left, which is my worst leg, is my left leg, I got septic arthritis. And 3 days after the first surgery, I was rushed back to hospital. I was rushed into theatre. I had a aspiration of the knee. They found pus. They then put me under anaesthetic and completely washed the whole joint out to stop sepsis and to stop an infection. So, and that was the last time I had any procedures on my knee until this one recently, because I had other health problems kick in and they had to take priority, and I just lost my faith in all doctors, in all medical staff concerning my knee. So many people had let me down and I just couldn't find the right person for the job. I then went back sort of 2015 because the pain had got so bad. I was on very strong painkillers at the time and I'd lost a lot of weight. I'd lost over 10 stone in weight, and I said to them, you know, I need you to do something now. I don't care whether I have a knee replacement. I don't care what you do. I just need some relief from this pain. So I had an MRI scan, went back for the results, and my surgeon just said to me, I'm really sorry, I'm running late. There's nothing I can do for you, so I'm going to discharge you, and if you wouldn't mind, but I'm running really late. The bottom of my world fell out. I was planning to go to uni. I had plans. I got so upset. I thought I was going to throw up. The nurse was like, come with me. I am so sorry. She tried to calm me down. After that, I had no faith in anybody, and I left it another 2 years because I was so upset, so distraught. I saw another surgeon after that, and I went for a second opinion after that consultant, and he said the same thing to me, there's nothing I can do. And after that, I completely lost all faith, and I thought, that's it, what am I going to do? And I had my mind set that if there was absolutely nothing that anybody could do for me, that someone was going to amputate my leg. And I was so set on that, because I thought that's got to be better than living the way I'm living now, and in so much pain as I'm in now. And I thought, I don't care how I have to do it, I will find someone who's prepared to amputate this leg, because that's got to be better than living in the pain that I'm in now. And I got chatting to a lady at a shopping centre, and she asked me what I'd done. I was in my wheelchair, and she saw my crutches. She asked me what I'd done, and I was explaining to her, and she said, my son's just had a climbing accident. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, is he okay? And she was like, no, he smashed both his legs so badly. But he saw this, I'm not going to say his name, this particular professor. And I said, all right, where's he based? And luckily it was just down the road from me. And she said he's now in the gym. Some doctors told me he'd never walk again, he would never exercise again, he would never even stand up again. She said he's now in the gym. He's now running on treadmills. He's got his whole life back thanks to this professor. She wrote his name down for me and his phone number. She said, I want you to promise me you will get in touch with this guy. She said, you're so young. If he can't sort you out, nobody can. And then you can rest knowing that nobody can help you then. So I went back to my GP and I got referred to him, and then he's the one that's just, sorry, I've got a really itchy nose. He's the one that's then just done this transplant on my knee, and he's the one that said to me, if this doesn't work, then there is another option. There is more options in the cupboard. We can really, he's the one that's put some hope back into me. He's the one that's made me feel like, do you know what, no, you're 30 years old in August. I'm not going to see you just sitting there in agony. I'm going to see what I can do, and I'm going to make a difference to your life. And he's made me feel like my life actually mattered, and that's made me feel so, it's restored some faith. It really has restored some faith. So that's the sort of backstory of what's happened. I'm not going to know until sort of roughly about 4 to 6 weeks if this operation has worked or not. This procedure has worked. So I will keep you updated if it has worked. If it hasn't worked, I can have more of them, but I'm not sure that I want more of them with the amount of pain that I've been in. And if I do need to have the other procedure, which is an osteotomy, which means pretty much breaking the leg and pinning it back in place, I want to have that done as soon as possible, because it's a very major operation and I want to get it out of the way, basically. But I also need to put a lot of thought into that. Is it something that I do want to go ahead with? And I do have a good team of people around me that I can decide that with. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. There's not really much more to say. I am in a lot of pain at the moment. I have good pain relief on board. Have a pain team appointment at the end of this month. And I am slowly getting back to my normal, but it's going to take some time, and it might take me a little bit longer. Some people it might take them a week to get back to normal, and some people it might take 4 weeks. It just depends on your body and what else you've got going on. So if you have any questions or anything that you feel I haven't covered in this video, please leave them in the comment box below. I will get back to you as soon as possible. Please like, subscribe, and please any questions, please feel free to just ask. If I feel like it's appropriate, I will answer them. It's not a problem. My Instagram is always listed in the comments box, in the description box, sorry. That's where I do most of my daily updates on my stories, and there's a lot more of my sort of health updates and general life updates over there, so please feel free to go over there and check that out as well. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye.